Welcome to Third Coast Sports TV. Talk sports, love sports, enjoy sports. Man, it's been a minute, man, since I've been able to holler at everybody, man. I told you I was going to be able to get y'all a stream. I wasn't making no promises. Team hasn't really been doing anything really relevant, as of late. And, we're coming up with topics, up on our own that we can be able to discuss, about the football team that we care about. So before we get into all that, we're going to get into the roll call, see how everybody doing, man. I hope everybody being safe through this pandemic, and otherwise, you know what I'm saying? It's a turbulent time here in this country right now. It's a lot of shit going on, man. A lot of people making a lot of changes, for the status quo, is rubbing a lot of people wrong, but we'll get into it. We'll get into that discussion in another video. But what's good to everybody, man? Oh shit, the shit just shot right on up. Y'all make sure y'all smash that like button. It's been a minute, man. It's been a minute. I'm sorry about this, but it's been a minute. We're gonna be on for a little while, man. Mama, shout out to Ruben, what's good? Austin Tucker, D Pritch, what's good? Nathan Dotson, Lorenzo Wilson, DJ Roy, what's good? Y'all make sure y'all smash that like button, man. Man, we appreciate it, man. Shit, I miss y'all, man. Miss y'all too, man. King Jaja, what's good? You let me know, man. You let me know. Mal Miles, what's good? Mal Miles, what's good? I figured this is a discussion that needs to be happening. It needs to be happening right now. This whole AB thing is nuts. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. And I'm going to explain why. We're going to get into all that in just a second. And this is going to be the definition of how people review this team, and it's going to show reality versus fantasy. I'm going to expose the whole truth about how this is going. But let me go ahead. Shout out to Austin Tucker, Mal Miles, QG, what's good? Eastside Harold, what's good? I'm waiting for a few more of y'all to go ahead and get here at exactly 3 minutes. We're going to go ahead and we're going to get into the topic. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else, I'm going to shout you out as we go through the stream. But, it's a lot to talk about, man. Today's topic, you see y'all see the thumbnail. Y'all see the thumbnail. Y'all see the thumbnail, and, Deshaun Watson, has been practicing with AB. Man, Honcho, what's good, bro? What's good, man? Yeah, y'all see the thumbnail, man. Like, this ain't about Hop at all. This is about Antonio Brown. This discussion has nothing to do with DeAndre Hopkins. So let's go ahead and get that on up out of the way right now. We ain't finna have that in this stream, talking and trying to cause a disturbance and saying that, this is about DeAndre Hopkins. This ain't got nothing to do with DeAndre Hopkins. So we finna dead that right now. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He's practicing with somebody that he could potentially end up playing with. And if he starts demanding what he wants, he just might get it. And what clear indication of what he wants, starting right now with what he's saying that he wants in this tweet that you guys see as this thumbnail, as him co-signing to have AB on his football team. If that's not telling Bill O'Brien what he wants, if that's not saying the direction he wants to go in as a quarterback, if he has to be on this football team and saying that he wants to add another premier talent to go along with what he already has as a supporting cast, and if he actually, wouldn't it be some shit if AB gets his mind right in Houston? What would that say about Houston, and if we end up winning? Like, what would that be? Because that's another storyline. It took AB to come to Houston to get his mind right. What would that say about the city of Houston then? That's a narrative we need to spin. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of being the guys who just have all the talent in the world and just losing and losing. And at the end of the day, our quarterback is going out saying this is what he wants. And people are acting as if they don't see that, or they're interpreting this as something cryptic. He's clearly saying, Chad, I totally agree. We got the top down with the shades. What decision they gonna make? We either gonna ride off in the sunset, or we can go to continue to do what we've been doing. At the end of the day, who doesn't want to elevate themselves? And why shouldn't your quarterback get what he wants if he's going to be the one put in the place to win in the first place? Out of the first thing, they're going to blame it on the quarterback first. So Deshaun Watson getting the same treatment. He ain't no different than any other quarterback. I'm one of them, Darren. But I'm on Xbox though. I'm gonna give me that PS5. I'm gonna get one. When I get one, I'm gonna shoot out. Because it's a lot of people that I know that play PlayStation, so I'm gonna definitely give me a PlayStation so everybody can get it. All right. And I want to see the difference between mud on PlayStation and Xbox. I want to see what the difference in play, because any other time I've ever really played against people on PlayStation, I always dominated them. Like, people on PlayStation, for me, weren't really competitive like that. That's just my personal experience. You know, no pun intended to anybody else, and you know what they ride with. But PlayStation dudes, I always smash them. Like, it's just the way it's been. The Xbox will be more powerful than PS5 the PS5 will have better games. As far as like visual quality, I definitely believe that, Honcho. I think because, I mean, you can't tell on certain games, but I don't play certain games to really care about certain aspects. I care about, like, how my sports games look, because I play them the most. I care about, like, how my first-person shooter games, you know, a game like Apex or something like that, Gears of War. What drew me into Gears of War, bro, is how visually appealing it was to look and play. You know what I'm saying? Like, you busting and you chainsawing niggas, bro, and that shit look clean. Then the bitch blood flying all over the screen. That shit was cool. But I'm trying to stick to the topic. We're going to talk about this some other time because I don't want to stray. But, yeah, man, Deshaun Watson is clearly saying what he wants. You even got Lonnie up under the post. You know what I'm saying? Like, he chiming in. So you already got teammates chiming in. So what is it really saying? What's good every day? Dre Day, what's good? I mean, this is what our quarterback wants. I'm not talking about what I want as a fan. I'm talking about what my quarterback wants. And at the end of the day, not saying it can, because we can get burned by this situation too. Or, you know, something going with the case, but I haven't heard anything about no case. And the only thing that would be real unfortunate about this whole situation, if it's he start doing the right things and he playing well in Houston, and then his case or something like that crank back up. That would be unfortunate. I wouldn't like that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, if it is a good situation that's panning out for not only him and the Houston Texans, then and you paying him only a fraction of the money, and he's proven that he can be in a situation to further redeem himself, who better to do that than Deshaun Watson? I'm just saying, like, Deshaun Watson is a wave of the future. Him and Patrick Mahomes is the quarterbacks that they saying Patrick Mahomes versus Deshaun Watson more than they saying Lamar Jackson versus Mahomes. We all know this. When the comparisons really come up, it's really Deshaun versus Mahomes. Everyone knows Deshaun has a better arm than Lamar Jackson. Yeah, like that doesn't make it. Everyone knows this. The numbers prove it. Like, it's what it is. The only what was really proven is the way that the Baltimore Ravens are actually using Lamar Jackson to his skill set and what he likes to do and what he's successful at. Why would you want to take away and not add on to the thing? And you can still groom that in the process. People act as if they can't multitask. That just shows you the level of, you know, who's in charge. Some people know how to earn their titles. Some people, you know, they just put in a job application and fake the funk through the process. That's just the reality that we live in. And the reality that we really living in today as a Houston Texans fan is the fact that Deshaun Watson would embrace playing with Antonio Brown. To put the bullshit to the side. Who wouldn't want to throw to Antonio Brown right now? Brady, before he only, bro, the first game Antonio Brown was getting touchdowns with Tom Brady after just being there after a day or so, a few days, and was already catching touchdowns in his first game, and the games were only going to get better. That's the only way that situation really worked out for New England. If they would have had him and Josh Gordon performing, then shit would have been crazy. That just wasn't a reality that they got to live last year. But at least that was the direction that they were going in. At least they had the vision to know, okay, this is how we want to execute something. And that's what it's saying about Deshaun Watson wanting to play with Antonio Brown. That's all it is. That's all him saying. Look, man, if you at least gonna take this motherfucker, at least give me somebody on the level that if he was to come and play with me right now, he could be exactly where he was or even better. Because look at the situation he's gonna be in. He's going to be with an even better athletic quarterback. He's on a better level now. Like, who's saying that Ben Roethlisberger is better than Deshaun Watson right now? Like, I don't hear anybody saying that. You go to any list, go to anything that you've seen, regardless if it was a bad list, where Deshaun Watson was placed. I don't think I've ever seen a list recently that people are making on like Instagram posts and, Twitter polls and shit like that. I don't ever see a list where I've seen Deshaun Watson was behind Ben Roethlisberger. I don't think I've seen one list that has said that right now, because Ben Roethlisberger has not done anything at all over the last couple of seasons. He's been losing to the teams, who are like the 1 and 2 seeds, and like he's losing to other teams and he can't even make it to the playoffs. Because he's not, he's been injured. So, that's another thing. But how are y'all for real feeling about Antonio Brown being embraced by Deshaun Watson? Because that's what this really is about. This isn't saying, oh, he's going to get what he wants, but at least this is what he would like. But do you have the balls enough to make it happen? We know you don't. Come on, man. We know you don't have that type of authority. Your testicles would never allow you to do nothing like that. That's too drastic for you. That's way too drastic for you. Bill O'Brien does not have the testicles. The testicles. He doesn't even have the testicles to consider this. Like, you're going to get Antonio Brown on a cheap deal anyway. You could literally give him what the fucking Patriots just gave Cam Newton. Just to come back and play, and he's already been playing. The payoff for him is not about right now. It's about the marathon. This ain't a sprint. Like, what the fuck? Like, it's the long term that you need to be worrying about. This little bullshit that they trying to do, like win now mode, like that's cool. But actually build something that you can be able to do that with the guys that you are throwing the ball to. Be that as talented as a group that it is. It's a very talented group of receivers who can make something happen with Deshaun Watson. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying if you add Antonio Brown in the mix and he's actually taking this right, Andre Johnson, he knows Andre Johnson. He's trained with Andre Johnson and Chad. It's on video on YouTube. Look it up. Do your research. You would know that they're very close friends. And come on, Andre Johnson, Chad Johnson, these are guys he grew up with. If they telling him, look, bro, you tripping, and if Andre Johnson puts him in a situation, or if, he puts himself in a situation, or maybe they all come to an agreement and say, look, man, we can change all of this shit around. I can rewrite my image, my whole legacy, and say I was tripping, I was on some bullshit that I needed to acknowledge, and proven to be on the right path, proven to be on the right path and really, redeem my own image. and reset the terms of how people look at me. How is that such a bad thing on top of winning the ultimate game? Because you get to be in that conversation when you make this type of move. Point blank, period. You add Antonio Brown. We know Antonio Brown works hard. We cannot sit here and act as if Antonio Brown does not work hard when he has multiple season records, like all kinds of records. Like Antonio Brown has all type of records. Like he's well over 10,000 yards. Like, come on, man. Like Antonio Brown is a very productive player. Outside if he getting like knocked out by Vontaze Burfict, he not missing that many games. Antonio Brown don't miss a lot of games. He's a durable player that works hard, runs phenomenal routes, has great feet, great hands, high points the ball, can get past you. I mean, I don't understand how that type of player, be that as it may, all of the shit, all of the baggage, I understand anybody who wants to talk about that and you have a definition as to why you would not take a chance on Antonio Brown. You are right to your opinion, and he has a right to his opinion to say who the fuck he wants to play with. What's the point of having a quarterback if he can't have the ability? And now even a guy like Tom Brady can say, bro, I'm finally having fun playing football. I haven't had fun playing football in years. And that's even during winning Super Bowls. He's the winningest Super Bowl champion of quarterbacks. And at the end of the day, he wasn't even happy doing it. It was just like business as usual. It was fun. Don't get me wrong. It's really fun for him, but not as fun as it could have been if he would have been allowed to be the guy he always envisioned himself being. So y'all smash that like button, man. Yeah, I'm gonna read some. I'm gonna go through some of y'all comments. I'm gonna scroll back up because I want to see if I want to see what you guys are saying. I sent you a screenshot. Man, chilling, bro. I'm still in awe over last night. Okay, low key. Let's be real, low key. We need, bro. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Squirt. He's better than anybody, but still don't change how I feel about the character AB until shown otherwise. And I get it, Honcho. I get it. I don't even know if you're still in here, but I get it. Yeah, if D4 want him, I'm all for. There you go. There you go, bro. There you go, man. Like PS5 is better at making story games than Xbox. Yeah, story games and shit. Yeah, that's definitely what they known for. And like, if you're not I'm not a story game player, so that's why I'm saying I don't need a fucking PS5 because the games that I'm playing don't serve their purpose, and I get great quality playing it on there. It's not gonna be any different. I played a PS4 and an Xbox One, and they both graphically, when it came to Madden, were the same. So it wasn't. Is the only thing that's gonna make it different is the TV that you own. That's it. The TV and the plugs you use from your video game system, to for your HDMI cord. AB would also face the Steelers this year as well. Man, that would be a great storyline. That would be a great storyline. The Texans got a great storyline. The Cardinals got a great storyline. Dallas got a great storyline, especially considering the pay of Dak Prescott and all of this. Dak was right to take this damn thing, but the motherfucker fucked himself out of money because he literally could have been in a situation with a $175 million contract that was supposedly offered. Well, supposedly. I'm not going to say this is concrete in stone, but legend has it, that was the situation, and he had a deal on the table, for 175, whatever the amount they said he was. And by all means, whatever he does, that's on him. Truth is told by default. And at the end of the day, what's the point of Deshaun Watson being quiet on an issue for a guy that he wants to outlive in this organization? Like, at the end of the day, he's doing this because he wants to show, man, I want to get what I want, and when I get what I want, I can actually win. That's what Deshaun Watson will be able to say. Deshaun Watson will be able to say, look, bro, man, I missed all y'all, man. Y'all hit that like button, man. I appreciate it. This topic came up, and it got me motivated to want to get ready to go ahead and do a video. So that's why I'm doing it right now, man. And this is the topic that needs to be talked about, because why can we sit here and ignore what Deshaun Watson wants when he clearly endorses it on Twitter. And these guys talk. He's practicing with Antonio Brown, and somehow that's not even being talked about enough. And now he endorses playing well. Of course he does. You add all of that quickness with Antonio Brown, a guy who can be underneath, can take this shit, bro, can catch the ball and take that bitch 80 yards. That's what I'm saying. Like you have all of that at your disposal now, and then you have, Tim Kelly or whoever you have calling the plays. You make shit a whole lot easier for them. In a route tree aspect, you know what you could exploit. You can put Antonio Brown in the slot. We know this. You put the slot, you can put him in the second spot, the third. It don't matter. It don't matter where you put Antonio Brown on the field. He's going to catch the ball. He will, if he's to play with the Houston Texans, he will immediately be back in the conversation of best wide receiver in the league. Because people still, regardless of anything that may have happened where he's not playing right now, we know that's not because of his talent. One thing nobody can say, he's not playing football because he isn't talented and that he's not a productive player. He just, a few days after getting to New England, he plays on the Sunday and already had and a scoring touchdown in his first game. And being targeted by Tom Brady. Like Tom Brady wanted to go to him. Regardless of how many yards, he wanted to throw him the ball. He had targets and he had, a few catches, for his first game out after just getting there a few days prior. So he had 8 targets. Come on, bro. And he caught like 6 balls, right? Something like that. I think it was like 6 balls caught for like 50 yards and a touchdown, like 56 yards and a touchdown. I'm not sure specifically, but I'm pretty sure it was something along those lines. It's not too far for that, But in either case, man, he caught 4 balls, 52 yards, and a touchdown. Come on, man. Come on. Like, he's averaging, like 13 yards a catch right out of the gate with Tom Brady with a touchdown. And this bullshit case came up, and then now, because they ain't even talking about that. Ain't nobody told us nothing else about that case. We ain't heard shit else about Antonio Brown and no court case. Well, I probably haven't because I don't be watching ESPN. So for that, I'm ignorant to the fact because I haven't gone and done the research. If that's to be disproven what I just said. Which, if it is, then hey, I apologize. I can say that right now before, if that was to happen. I can say, my bad. Hey, I'll do better next time. Not going to make no excuses for it. And that's how you could rock. Be accountable and people can get along with you. Like, that's the whole basis of this. I'm letting you know, even up front, hey, if that's to be disproven, then hey, But this is a good situation, man. I mean, I'm glad it's happening. I'm glad, he's flexing on, his little muscle, if that's how people want to interpret it, because some people will interpret it that way. People have a warped way of thinking when this man is just being clear about what he wants as a quarterback. He's been practicing with the guy he has. Obviously, he's practicing more with him than he's practiced with Will Fuller thus far. How many times have you heard him practicing with Will Fuller since this pandemic been going on? I haven't heard of a time. Name me one time that he practiced with Will Fuller on record and we all knew it. Because he's making it known with Antonio Brown. That's been known for a little bit now. But it's not being pushed to the forefront like that. On the same team would be a wet dream. Shit. He would also know this playbook says he went to the Pats. Cooks would also help him out. Man, you know what? And they both played with Brady. Both of them played with Brady. So Deshaun Watson throws a bit of deep ball than Brady. That's like, everyone knows this. Like, it's common knowledge that he throws one of the best deep balls, if not the best deep ball in the game. What, he's like 1 or 2 or something like that. It's one of the two. It's one. So he's an all pro basically at the deep ball. He's the top 2 of deep balls in the NFL. Regardless of how you want to slice it, when it comes to that statistic, Deshaun Watson, if it had to go to something, Deshaun Watson is essentially an all pro at throwing the deep ball because he's one of 2 players who can do it the best in the league. And then we know what Antonio Brown can do down the field against anybody. Like, he's played well against everybody too. Like, this is not like he's done well against Jalen Ramsey. But Jalen Ramsey has played very well against him as well. So, it's not like it's just a lopsided thing. You know what I'm saying? He had 33 passes of 30+ yards last year. And how many were completed? What was his completion percentage on those deep throws? I know it had to be extremely high. It had to be. The only guy I've seen slow AB down was Jason Verrett, and he hurt all the time. So he ain't even a threat. So if he was the only guy that you've personally seen, then that means everybody else is comatose. They're done. They're done. Nobody else can do anything if that's what you've personally seen. I mean, he completed 33 passes. Oh, he completed 33 passes for 30+ yards. Oh yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot, bro. That's a lot. That's 2 per game. Like, literally, that's 2 per game. And you still got 1 left. And you that's crazy, man. I feel like we're being teased here. I'm just holding on to hope because Ocho Cinco tweeted about it. That's how we know there's a possibility here. Of course, man. These guys, they know what's up. I don't think it was 33, man. They signed for AB. Find a way to trade for Adams. They contenders, no question. Oh yeah, absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Maybe 23. Austin Tucker. It's a star. Look it up. Oh, it's a stat. Look it up. How did you tag David? Oh, let's see. So Antonio Brown's going to the Texans or the Seahawks. He would be good with Russell Wilson too. Damn, Russell Wilson. Damn, I would hate for Russell Wilson to have a weapon like Antonio Brown, and he's playing good with DK Metcalf. That would be way too fucking much, bro. That would be way too much. Antonio Brown with DK Metcalf, as good as he played, he only gonna get better with Russell Wilson. Like, come on, man. But see, you got him with Cooks. They already played with Brady. They got a semblance, so they know how this offense works. So that's a very good point. That's a very good point. So, and now he has an even more athletic quarterback in Deshaun Watson. So the shit that will kind of be able to happen in terms of shiftiness and how he'll be able, like if he's stuck on somebody and they in the middle of the field and he's running specific routes, bro, Antonio Brown can tear your ass up. Like, period. Like, he's so shifty, he'll be able to come out, and be able to do some things, at a different speed. And that's what really counts, man. You want to be able to make those type of plays, and that's when you can say speed is really killing for this football team, because Will Fuller is able to do that. Brandon Cooks will be able to do that. Kenny Steele's shown he's been able to do that. Kiki's shown he's been able to do that. We've had plays where Kiki got what? I forgot what game it was, the Jazz game or the Atlanta game, where he had that 50-yard play. Like, he caught that shit right in stride, man. Took that shit, man. It was a great play. Brown is the type of player to take the slant to the house. Exactly. He could take a slant right to the crib. And he would demand double teams. This would definitely help the other wide receivers. Absolutely. And they would stand to be able to learn from another veteran some other things that they can learn as far as feet quickness. On top of what they've already learned and gathered from DeAndre Hopkins, having played with him, how many receivers can say that they didn't play with DeAndre Hopkins? That's an honor and a privilege. Christian Kirk can say that. Larry Fitzgerald can say that. On his way out, he can say, man, they gave me one of the top receivers, if not the best receiver in the game, to play with me going out, and we go out and win a Super Bowl. That would be a great storyline. That would be a fantastic storyline, and what a perfect way for Larry Fitzgerald to go out if that was the case. Yeah, man. That would be a great storyline. That'd be a hell of a receiving core. It would. It would. And when you discuss the possibilities of this, okay, just off of the strength of Bill O'Brien, if he a man that can pretty much get character guys, and if he a no nonsense guy, then how can a no nonsense guy like him be able to have the security to bring in a guy like Antonio Brown and actually feel he can contribute to his vision? Because visually, if you can't imagine having Antonio Brown in your offense and what it would be like to have a player with Deshaun Watson, somebody that you have at quarterback, like, that makes no sense as a head coach for you to be a head coach when you can't even discuss the possibilities of what could be versus what you aren't in control of. Now, I understand, certain things, but Antonio has been cool over the last. He ain't been doing no crazy shit. He ain't been saying no crazy shit. Antonio Brown ain't been in the news for nothing stupid in a while now. We can't even sit here and act as if we have, because we haven't. Like, who's talking about way before, people were talking about Antonio Brown before the pandemic. Since the pandemic, he hasn't even really been a football topic because he hasn't given anything for anyone to talk about because he's been staying out of the way. He's practicing with Deshaun Watson. He got bigger things to do. And he's proving it right now by saying, look, I need to be practicing with this guy. This is something that could possibly happen. If you are able to bring us here, which you very well have the right to do so, but you're not going to make it about football. You're going to make it about everything else. Because football, logic-wise, you have no reason to not. And what bigger trade-off do you have than to bring Antonio Brown in your organization? You can pay him exactly what the Patriots paid Cam Newton. You can literally pay him exactly that amount. He just may say, man, fuck that. I got money. If Antonio Brown if Antonio Brown is a boss ass nigga like he claimed, Antonio Brown would be like, nigga, I just want to play football. Nigga, I got money. My bill's taken care of. Don't nobody take care of me. Because that's what he said on camera with the funky ass mustache and the Simon Phoenix hairdo. You know what I'm saying? So he says that then at the end of the day, he would only be proving people otherwise if he made any other decision other than the one that he laid out for us. So that would prove something totally different if you're willing to look on a deeper aspect. But make no mistake about it, if Antonio Brown is the boss that he portrayed himself to be, I see him, bro, what? Fuck that contract. Cam Newton said that. He said, man, fuck that contract. I'm not making us think about it, but y'all are. I signed for it. And people are not talking about the fact that Cam Newton knowingly signed that contract, and he the one who ain't even said nothing about what he's getting paid. Other people feel, okay, yeah, he deserved this, he deserved that, but Cam Newton's secure enough to know, nigga, I got shit taken care of. Money, I'm getting money. At the end of the day, this is about adding something else to my legacy. I've been the MVP. What else can we do from here? I'm with the best coach of all time. Let's see what he can get done with me. He may just be thinking like that, outside of the box. Why don't we want people like that on this football team? Because it makes people who don't think that way uncomfortable. That's a major way of reason why I am the way that I've been when it comes to the Houston Texans, as far as the way that they need to be talked about. Because at the end of the day, what are they doing to deserve all this praise in the world, and they get blown out by people that they shouldn't lose to? Like, they blow big leads. They don't really come back that often. Like, it's a few comebacks that we have in our history, that were actually amazing to watch. But we don't have that many. We've had way more. We blowing a team out. I can think about, we was blowing out Seattle in 2013, and Russell's second year, the year they went to the Super Bowl and won. Like, that shit's crazy when you really think about it. Man, if that nigga come in here and start dyeing hair, shit straight looking like Simon Phoenix. Simon Says Bleed. Bro, well, it would definitely be a win move now, of course. Yeah, well, essentially, of course it is. It's that for any team that picks him up. It's that way for any team that picks him up right now. Bro, this nigga honcho, bro. This nigga crazy, bro. Yeah, I think I'm gonna start doing, like, when I think I like the earlier sauce for me. I think I want to be that morning sauce that everybody get in the morning, man. I think that's really what I want to be, bro. The morning sauce, like like in the mornings, to be able to discuss that, so people, like, if they do gotta work, or shit, if they just at home, they can just sit back and just watch these shits in the morning, and then we can kick it off with everything else. Who knows? I might just come back later on in the day. Depends on the situation. But as I said, you know, that's a definitely that, that for me, I feel like being in the morning would probably, do me a whole lot better, because I can get it out of the way. It's more organic. The feelings is the same way, because you have to get you got to get your thoughts out the way. You have to get them out. Like, it's no point in trying to meet somebody else's demands of how you think for yourself. Like, I never understood how people can go back and forth with people that are not living their life. Like, I don't. It's weird to me, but people put themselves in certain situations, and it is what it is. But back to Bill O'Brien and his decision, I don't think he has the testicular fortitude to stand up and make a decision, this way that would change his franchise for the better. You just lost DeAndre Hopkins. You can replace him with a top receiver. He's better than a lot of the receivers still in this league, and him getting back and him playing, like, look at what he was able to do with Tom Brady, and Tom Brady in a down year in game one. What the fuck do you think he's going to do with Deshaun Watson right now? Like, at a young age, he's learning the game. We know he knows what he's looking at. We know he knows what plays to make. Baldinger and Kurt Warner just did a damn documentary with him. We're watching, to watch the plays and shit, and how he sees and what plays to make. But it is what it is. What's good, Conroe girl? Mike Honcho, what's good? No, Deshaun doesn't want out. No, I mean, it's clear he making it known he want to stay here, but in order for me to stay here, I need Antonio Brown. Point blank, period. That's what Deshaun Watson just did, and he just did this in front of all of us. And he's got other teammates, that are speculating and have something to say about it as well. I didn't make this up. I'm not saying what I would want. I'm saying this is what Deshaun Watson clearly agrees to. And I mean, I'm glad he's really in this situation. He needs to be in this situation. He needs to say what he wants a whole lot more, because it's no reason for him to be in this situation. And he's going to the playoffs. He's going out of the first round. It's this and it's that. It's just like, why can't this guy be the guy that we know he can be, that he wants to be, but is being hindered from being? Like, I don't understand how you can draft a quarterback that high and not give him the ball at the end of the game. I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. Should Will Phillip be paid now or wait till his market go up? I mean, I, I don't. I don't even think I need to answer that question, and the reason why is because it's so self-explanatory that they don't need to pay him shit. Like, not right now. Let him play out his let him pay out his contract. He already on a 5th year option anyway, so he getting a lot more money this year anyway in his final year. So it's not like Will Fuller not making no money because he is. Um, the receiving core would be deadly. You know, you would have some shifty guys. You would have some guys who can all get good yak. Um, they could take a play to the house. Everyone, Kenny Stills has shown the ability to do that. He showed that in the Saints game. The plays that he made, that play right there shows that, bro, if he put in the right situation, he can make plays at big point times in game. Like, we didn't talk about that, but we're going to talk about that right now. Nobody discussed this on ESPN, NFL Network. Nobody talked about the actual impact of the play that Kenny Stills made on that touchdown that was thrown to him by Deshaun Watson week 1, under the pressure that Deshaun Watson was in at that time to make that throw so accurate, and for the pass to have been led behind, and the way that corner was trailing Kenny Stills at the time, for him to make that catch was absolutely ridiculous. Like, that was a great catch in stride. Like, it was a beautiful catch in stride. And another play that I couldn't stop looking at the other day was the touchdown that he caught in New England. Bro, the way he caught that ball, bro, and the way he made McCourty look when he dove was just crazy, bro. Like, that was a great ass touchdown. And then the touchdown he caught against Kansas City, in the playoffs. Like, this shit was so wide open. Like, bro, it was just like it was just like crazy. You mean to tell me that we may be getting Brown? This is what Deshaun Watson wants. I'm only talking about what Deshaun Watson wants. So as everybody comes in, I want to be able to let everybody know what the topic is about. Deshaun Watson and AB have been practicing together. Chad, made a tweet saying, "Yo, hey, he need to go to the Texans." And Deshaun Watson endorsed that idea, and Lonnie Johnson, his teammate, that he's going into his 2nd year to be able to prove he's gotten better. And this is, a situation that he's letting everybody know what he wants. And he's not ashamed to say what he wants. So, yeah, OB owes him that. Like, at least if he's going to be the quarterback, at least let him decide off on who he wants to throw the ball to and who can impact him in such a way that we can get to the big game and win it. Because you have those chances when you have this man on your football team. Anyone to say talent-wise, football-wise, if you're sticking strictly to football, there's no one who is going to say he can't contribute to a football team. No one can say that. Not one person can say that he can't contribute to any football team with any quarterback right now. Right now. Take all of that shit away. We ain't talking about that. If we're leaving it strictly about football and he ain't getting no interviews and he ain't getting nothing, you're going to win football games or be in a position to win football games. You increase your chances by having this man on the football field. Anyone saying otherwise is an idiot. The fact that you even have to question it, like, just lets me know, like, we don't even need to have a discussion. He just showed what he can do with an aging, descending player. Let alone somebody young and vibrant who's getting better every year. Some of y'all hating on Fuller for no reason. Do not trip. What do you mean? No. How can you hate on hating? Well, first off, define hating. We need to get to that. So, Sauce Farker, what are you talking about hating? What is this hating shit? Because I want people to be aware of what they're saying when they actually say it on this channel from here on out. And I don't want no misunderstandings on how anybody is. So from here on out, We're gonna say you're gonna say what you mean and you're gonna mean what you say on this channel. Like there's no reason for people to be sitting here faking the funk. And at the end of the day, what? How can you hate on Will Fuller? That's what I want to know. Like, what do you mean hating on Will Fuller? What does that even mean? How can you hate on Will Fuller? What's the hate on? He's not dependable. He's not dependable. He's proven to miss playoff games. Like I mean, no. Fuller is good, great. No, can he make great plays? Could he be great? Yeah, but he's not. So what he can be versus what he is of no consequence. I don't personally think like that. So you can never get me to accept that logic. I would never accept that. Oh shit, they about to ride my boy up, get him. Oh no, it's nothing like that. I just want to understand what's being said because I don't want to walk around and be like, damn, this person's an idiot. I don't want to have to come at nobody like that. You know what I mean? I'm trying to change my approach and how I don't want anybody to feel as if they're not welcome, and I don't want them to feel as if I'm condescending or I'm talking down to you. And it's something that I'm working on. So at the end of the day, in order for me not to go to a specific place, what I would like to do is have dialogue. And in order for us to do that, you have to be truthful and say what you mean and mean what you say. We can't do that. We can't do that because at the end of the day, this is what everybody needs right now. HTX Eric, what's good, man? Cayman Jones. So do Kiki make it through preseason, man? Who knows? D Money Magic, what it do, man? What's good? Agreed. Yeah, he does great things, just can't stay healthy. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it ain't no question about his ability. That this Will Fuller's ability is not the question. That's who questions that? Nobody. Yeah, I'm back, man. Bro. Why did you no? Well, this is a rule. Never apologize for when you get into my stream. Don't ever do that. That is a rule. Do not apologize for when you get in my stream. You get in here when you get in here. It's all love, man. Ain't nobody you need to get in here. No, bro. Whenever you can get in here and show love, by all means, it's welcomed. I'm not like that, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Shit, Kiki might be part of the trade. Shit, Kiki might be trying to get Adams. Why he not in the house, the doghouse anyway? I don't know, man. How credible do you think Big Ben Stevens, guy who reported Texans being interested in AB is, especially since Ocho Sokins? Man, I don't care about what nobody else said. I could obviously he was right if Deshaun Watson is endorsing playing with him and he's been practicing with him and he's been practicing with him. Like this is known that he's been doing this. So he's telling Bill O'Brien what he wants and he has every right to do so. That's just my personal opinion on the subject. Ken was good. People talking about trading Fuller and picking for Adams. That wouldn't be a bad idea though. It wouldn't be a bad idea. It's a position we need. It's not what Phil can do. It's a matter of how long. Yeah, if OB wants super versatility, he's always preaching. I think he should cut Carter. Oh yeah, cut Carter. Yeah, way more groupings. Antonio, what's good? Which is a higher chance of coming to Jamal or AB? Man, I don't know. I know well, it would be AB, and the reason why I say AB, we can't give no first rounder away. Like the Jets said, they want like a first rounder or a two for Jamal Adams, so that's why nobody's made no moves on him. Otherwise, he'd be on somebody else's roster if the price wasn't so high. Uh, I'm gonna check it out. Who you think gonna be our punt and kick returner? Man, I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to put Kiki or Will Fuller out there. I feel like why not put Will Fuller out there on punts? He's already shown he's been able to run something back. Even in kick return, he's been able to show that he can do that very well. He's very similar to Tyreek Hill. He's ran back punts, and you know he's been able to get good yardage. Yeah, and yeah, Cobb, he's a returner. He's the returner. What are we talking about? Cobb's the returner. Yeah, Cobb's the returner, no question. Honestly, the returner could be Antonio Brown, but I don't want him being a returner on this football team. The Jets are doing what we did with Clowney, and it might backfire on the Jets. Oh yeah, yeah. But see, they actually gonna end up getting something of value for letting go of Jamal Adams. The Texans did not. Other players on defense salary. I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's I really think it'd be a smart idea, for the Houston Texans to go out of the box, you know, and make this happen. It needs to happen not only for the fans. It needs to give you a level of suspense throughout the season. You need to write a storyline, and you need to have a great story that can be told, for years and years and years to come. All the real champions and the people who've won championships have all been in that situation. Bill O'Brien has not been in that situation, and for him to get there, he's gonna have to make some better choices and take the right chances on people when you're talking about talent on this football team. For him to even make the assessment or to come out at any time in his mouth and say that when we had the chance to get Earl Thomas that he was old and he doesn't think he loves football no more, he's an idiot when he thinks that. Because the man was the defensive player of the year before he went down to his injury, what, week 4, week 5, or whenever it was that he got hurt. Dude, we should have picked up the 5th-year option of Conley going to go off on the big season. We'll see. We will see. I mean, I'm not just gonna say he gonna do that. Because people do have the tendency to play real good, like in a short span of time, and once they've gotten more time, like when we brought Charles James back, he was excellent, and then the very next season when we kept him on the roster and he made it through, to the 53-man roster, when he had to play, he was getting scorched. So it could very well be one of those situations, and as a Texans fan, we would be used to that because that happens quite so often. Hargraves is still on this roster. Yes, it's unfortunate. It is unfortunate. Y'all smash that like button though. Oh, you guys can now y'all can donate like to the super chat and stuff like that. I should have a super chat and stuff like that up now. So I have a Patreon to set up. I got some more things to do on Patreon, but I have a Patreon, got Cash App. You guys can donate PayPal. You guys can donate any way you like. If you feel you want to contribute to the channel. I'm able to, have that option now. So for people in the past who have asked and have wanted to donate to me, you can. That's very much appreciated. Do it at your own volition. But we want to be able to go ahead and get the quality of the show up. We want to be able to change some things around. Right now, I don't have my laptop on me. I'm letting my kids use that, for something that they have to do. So more than likely, I'll probably end up getting me another laptop, but down the road or something like that. But I'm gonna try to work something out where I can be able to give you guys something with an interface with, screens, lights, all those things behind me, and I can take the show to another level. But as it stands right now, I would love the idea of having Antonio Brown on this football team. I embraced it really from the jump. Like even last year, I gave my reason as to why I would want that, and it would have been a great move. Yeah, Streamlabs, all that shit. Yeah, all of that. Did we get rid of Lamar Miller yet, bro? Lamar Miller been gone. What are you talking about? Of course, Kevin Davis. He signed with. I forgot who Lamar Miller signed with. Yeah, he a free agent or something. Yeah, he a free agent. He ain't on this team. Yeah, he a free agent. I could have swore somebody signed him. Yeah, Miller gone. Yeah, he hasn't signed with anyone. Yeah. Yeah. So when I really I man, like it's a great idea, that Deshaun Watson did this. I'm glad that Chad said something about it. I mean, because people should talk about things that should happen. It's very possible. It's not out of the. It's not, like you can literally pay him pennies, have him produce on your team for a low rate, and get you over the hump. Like literally, this is the type of player that could do that. And what better way? And how genius of you would it say that you got rid of DeAndre Hopkins only to trade him away for this and that, and you got Antonio Brown, who's better than any rookie who will play this season with Deshaun Watson, and you mean to tell me that he's not going to be a highly productive player who's going to be able to do, and he has playoff experience. So I don't understand how that's a bad move. I really don't. I mean, I'm talking football wise. Don't bring anything personal into this because I'm not talking about anything personal. I'm talking strictly football. He should. If he's worked hard enough, then he'll prove that on his own. I don't want to assume of how he's going to play because until we actually see it, right now for Lonnie, I have no expectations of Lonnie right now because his season was so up and down and the way that it went, I'm not so sure of how I could really look at his growth, especially with the pandemic and, not really being able to see a lot of the training or, how he's increased, his skill set. AB will do great things for us. Will give us some leverage if one of our receiver goes down. Oh yeah, absolutely. And he's a durable player. Like let's talk about that. You go from a durable player to another durable player. No, no, not Cook, huh? Cooks. What are you talking about? Nobody's talking about. You're not talking about cutting anybody. I'm just saying this is what Deshaun Watson is endorsing. Nah, bro. Whenever you get here, you always on time, bro. Nah, you ain't late. You good? The show been going on for a while, but I mean, whenever you get in, it's all good, bro. Ain't never a mistake when you get in here. You was always right on time when you was supposed to be. Yeah, but yeah, the topic's pretty much been, talking about Antonio Brown, his possibility of him playing here with the Houston Texans because I mean, at this juncture, it needs to happen. I mean, it just needs to happen. We need a storyline. We need something that says, look, we got rid of DeAndre Hopkins. We picked up fucking Antonio Brown. We paid him 1.25 million and we won. What is that going to make, bro? I haven't done it. Yeah, yeah, man. It's good to be back, man. I appreciate it. Bro. That would be a mean ass storyline. That would be a great storyline. And it would be great for Antonio Brown if he redeemed himself on the field. That he took advantage of for a slight second. He gets everything right and shows that, he can be accountable for his actions. What more do I want? He got to suffer forever? No. Once he realized, and as long as he doesn't, make the same decisions, how's that a bad thing? Why should he have an enslavement or a prisoned mentality? Like, I don't understand why he has to be subjected to that. Because he's made some decisions. Without a legit number one receiver, we aren't going to be taken seriously in the AFC South. We still got receivers that can still hurt everybody in the division. Like we've already watched what these receivers have been able to do against the division. Kenny Stills, they had no answer for him. They don't have no answers for Will Fuller in Tennessee. Period. They haven't had no. Matter of fact, Tennessee corners have never had any answers for any receiver we've ever had in our history. When it comes to our top receivers, they've never been able to do anything against Andre Johnson. I have a nightclub and on OST. You should broadcast from there on game day. We should all meet up. Okay, okay. Shit, hey man, that's a possibility, man. That's a possibility. Shoot me info. We'll discuss it. Yeah, so I mean that's really a situation that we're in. Like I mean the division, we don't have they don't have the corners to really stop our offense. Nobody in the division has the corners to really do anything. I mean, Ramsey's gone. Ramsey and um AJ Boye are gone. Like they're gone. No one in Jacksonville, everyone in Jacksonville is about to get abused. No, he ain't forgiven because he still has to show. No, he ain't forgiven, but he definitely will be trending in the right direction. Logan Ryan gone, Desir gone. Yeah, like a lot of people gone. Like they don't even know what they want to do with Malik Hooker with the Colts. So that's what I'm saying. Like the divisions in this, I mean, the corners in this division are not that great. They are not that great. And to say that they are, come on, man. Adoree Jackson, get the fuck out of here. We've always taken care of Adoree Jackson accordingly, especially when he's matched up against Will Fuller. Bro, that's a nightmare for him. He don't want no parts of Will Fuller, period. He got a better quarterback. He got a better delivery. He got a better rapport with his quarterback. And he's going to be able to do some things that you're not going to be able to keep up with once the if the plays break down up front for the defensive line and Deshaun Watson gets out of the pocket and is able to find time to throw the ball downfield, you definitely done. But Will Fuller can burn you right off the line. We've already seen it. We've already seen it. Like you're no match for Will Fuller. You never have been. Not in college, not in the NFL. Like you are no match for Will Fuller. Period. Like not one on one. You not. Double coverage, if you playing underneath or something like that, or like if you get a ball batted to you, then yeah, you might make the play. But like if you personally have to go at Will Fuller one on one all game, come on, bro, that's an accident waiting to happen, bro. That's a Dallas Cowboy fan, an accident waiting to happen. Point blank, period. Like there's no other way to put it. Yeah, I would like to see Bill O'Brien actually get addressed with this topic. I would like to see what his because I know he gonna give a bullshit answer, and I know he gonna give a bullshit. He gonna give a random answer, and like I know he'll listen to this and he'll agree that he know he doesn't have any testicles because he would just out of spite, just to show you, just like bitch ass nigga, I do what I want. And at the end of the day, if he don't want them, that's cool too. Hey, if you don't want them, hey, that's cool too. But it is what it is. You wouldn't be expending all your resources, and you wouldn't be a head coach if you didn't at least consider the what could transpire with this man on your football team. The ball will be spread will mean way more so exactly. You'll have so many options, and then you'll be able to prove the narrative that DeAndre Hopkins, in some weird way, he'll be able to dispel the notion that he needed that Deshaun Watson needed DeAndre Hopkins to succeed, but he got Antonio Brown. So they'll still say, okay, well, he still had a top level receiver. Either way, you know, which will be true in his own right, but it'll be saying something totally different by bringing a guy like Antonio Brown, considered his history, coming to the Houston Texans. So they would be going outside of the box on that. We would have to acknowledge that, and we would have to also say they got it done on the field. They were winning football games, and they had highly productive the way these guys were able to land large contracts under Bill O'Brien. That would be another. That would be another situation. if that were to happen. But it would have to happen in order for that to even be a reality. I'm not going to give credence to something that we can talk about the realm of possibilities, but just to sit here and speculate and make a strong assertion that I believe that they would be in that position, I mean, that's a stretch. Considering the teams that you would have to go through that you've proven that you can't beat at the highest level when it's time to beat them. You won't beat those teams. You've proven an inability to do so. Year in, year out, you've proven this as a head coach. You do not win against legitimate football teams when it boils down to it. Because when you get to the playoffs, what you've been doing for the last 6 years, right? Because this is what people love to award you on and say that, oh, you won the division for the last 6 years. Okay. That's like 66% or something like that. Okay. So that's you win more often than you lose. That's a great thing. But then you're 2-4 in the playoffs. You see how we flip that? Like immediately when you get to the postseason, and then when you do win, you only can win against Connor Cook, Connor Cook, and Josh Allen. And barely won versus Josh Allen at that exactly. You know, Deshaun Watson had to be a fucking hero. Some people will say, oh, well, he put himself in this situation, which, okay, you have an argument to make. I can't really go against that. You can send it to this address. Hold on, I'm gonna type it in the. I'm gonna type it if I can. Let me see. Can I type it? You can type it to third third coast is gonna be TH3RD Coast at iCloud. The Wizard Bills are gonna be a good team. Oh yeah, they're gonna be a real good team. What's good, Wing? Hey, I'm AB interested in being a Texan. Yeah, the fact that he even wants to be a Texan. AB would like to be one. So if no, it's yeah, that's how the third is spelled, but then put Coast right behind it. Can join it, put it together, and then at iCloud. Yeah, um, yeah, I'm on. Yeah, come on, bro. I'm always come on. I don't use Galaxy products. I don't use Samsung. Just seeing green, like when you text somebody and it's green, I'm immediately disgusted when I look at your text message. Like I'm just disgusted. What's good? What's good, bro? It looks so gross when that green pop up in a blue iPhone. Like that should look gross. Like for real, that should just. Everybody that got an iPhone knows it. We all know the feeling. Like it's like you green. Ugh. Get your phone game up. I jumped from iPhone to Samsung. Ugh. Yuck. I fucking hate like I mean they cool. I just don't like when I'm messaging like the shit need to be blue. The shit need to be blue. It do not need to be green. But it is what it is. Some of my closest partners they got these bullshit ass Droid phones, and I forgive them for they know not what they do though. Fuck a Droid phone. It's just the phone that I have an iPhone. Yeah, that's cool, Hector. Yo, there's no 10 plus, no joke. Is AB ready for buckle down and not to be a distraction? Obviously he is because he's been practicing with Deshaun Watson and he ain't been in the news in how long? Obviously he got his head on straight. He realized what's more important, and if the man want to go ahead and he want to right his wrongs, then who am I to stand against him? That's what I'm saying. If that's what he wants, if he's been working with this man and this man hadn't been in the news, he ain't been causing no distractions, and he's seemingly working on his craft with a legit young quarterback in this league, who better than to take the reins of having DeAndre Hopkins leave than to bring a guy in that you can pay the exact same money that you paid to Cam Newton in the process and win football games and prove that you didn't need DeAndre Hopkins on this football team if you're Bill O'Brien. What better player to do that than Antonio Brown? And the fact that he's available and he's already working with our quarterback, how does it not make football sense? Take all the other bullshit out, because I ain't talking about that. The media and everybody else has talked about that long enough. I'm here to talk football today. Let's talk about that. I haven't heard anything else about it, because if and you know how I know that, how the chick didn't win, because they ain't talking about it. Because if she would have won the case, he would have been all in the news and they would have been talking about this shit and they would have been dragging his name on Twitter. And you know this just as well as I do. If this was in her favor, man, this nigga would be getting drugged left and right. He'd be in jail with Epstein. It'd be an Antonio Brown documentary on the way right now about this rape allegation had he done this. No question about it. He's a young black man who dyed his hair like Simon Phoenix and was talking fucking crazy. The nigga got out of place, and that's how a lot of people up talk are gonna talk about that situation, right or wrong. Okay, so if that was the situation, then why is that not the case? And why are we talking? Yeah, you ain't heard shit about Antonio Brown, because at the end of the day, he's not being a distraction. So the man has already proven that he's not going to be one. He hasn't done anything. You haven't heard anything about this case. And the team can literally give him an opportunity right now, and it can choose to pay him exactly what Cam Newton got paid at the veteran minimum, and he can make an impact on your football team. And what will it make your head coach look like if he had the balls to do that? This is a real discussion. And he's been practicing with our quarterback for how long now? I'm just saying. Anyone saying anything beyond football, you don't even need to don't even open your mouth and discuss football ever again, because you automatically are discounted saying anything otherwise. I'm talking specifically football, nothing outside of the field. Just talk about what he can do, what he knows, the impact he's made, and how durable he is. And we leave one durable player just to pick up another durable player who can get it done at a high level. We just saw what he did with Tom Brady in one game last year. Why wouldn't we want this? I've already been on video saying what this would do. Hell, with Man Up, shout out to Man Up. I was on Man Up's channel talking about this. And I was talking about just the same thing I was talking about then, I'm saying now. I don't know if the Texans want him. All I know is, no. The Texans don't want him. Deshaun Watson wants him. If the Texans wanted him, he would have been here. He would be here now. And make no mistake, this is not me saying, this video is not saying, I do not want to, somebody clip this as I'm saying it, because I want, when you post this video, I want you to also post and say, look, this man in this video is not saying that we're getting him. We're saying that all I'm saying is the fact that Deshaun Watson endorsed the fact of having Antonio Brown on his football team after practicing with him during a pandemic. I don't hear him practicing with Will Fuller. Do y'all? Do you hear him practicing with Randall Cobb? Do you hear him practicing with Kenny Stills right now? Do you hear him practicing with Kiki? Do you hear him practicing with anybody named Deshaun Watson? I don't think so. You know who you do hear? Antonio Brown. And he respects Andre Johnson, and he's practiced many years with Andre Johnson while they were both active players in the NFL. So you have a lot of connections here where some shit can be different. And he just may want to be different because at the end of the day, he's not willing to lose any more than he lost. He didn't like the feeling of what just transpired, and he was willing to make a change about it. Who am I to vilify him? That's all I'm saying. If he's going to make the change, then at the end of the day, it's up to him to maintain it. He can consistently do dumb shit. He can consistently do the right shit. He can make the change and hold himself accountable. And if he does that, what does that really say about his character? And why wouldn't we want that person on our football team if that's the case? Unless you're judgmental and you just say, oh, he's just done this, he's just done that, he can't be redeemed. And if you're one of them type of people, then at the end of the day, I may need to watch who supports me. Him and Andre got the Miami tie, exactly. There was more people hyping his Ocho Cinco, and others were saying AB to the Texans. Yeah, I mean, as we saying this, we saying this isn't something the Texans created. This is something that Deshaun Watson is involved in. That he could see the benefits if he had this at his disposal. He has every right to say that as a quarterback, as if what what's crazy? It lets me know Bill Belichick ran shit when it comes to the New England situation and who was really in charge because for so many years there have been so many players that weren't on the Patriots or didn't get a chance to play with the Patriots that could have. And the way that the Patriots have spent money and have how they've fared in free agency over the last few years, they've won Super Bowls, all kinds of shit. So at the end of the day, maybe that's a model that Bill O'Brien could end up taking out of Bill Belichick's playbook if he's doing everything to be like New England. Spend money on players who are good and continue to use their skill set in order to get where you want to be, which is the Super Bowl. And also have them at least on your team long enough where they can make plays and teach the people under them who will be playing with, who be playing way longer than he's going to end up playing anyway. That's what makes sense to me. It doesn't make any sense to me to do otherwise. Yeah, so this is just one of them situations, man. I really want this to happen. As a fan, I would love for this to come to pass. But, I'm a Texans fan. I don't get what I want. We don't ever get what we want. If Texans fans had to say we always get what we want, you would be lying if you said we're going to AFC championships, we're drafting well, we not getting rid of players, we lock down everybody we want, and we the first, second round buys every year, and we're a top team that's contending for a Super Bowl year in, year out. A Texans fans can't say that. So until you can be in that position, you have everything to complain about when it comes to your football team. For you to say otherwise, you're lying to yourself. Or maybe you just don't know what it's like to have good things. But why should you suffer and why should you not get the things you want and demand what you want? And until your team can give it to you, what's the point of being a fan of that football team? Who you talking to, Mike Hunter? I only want him in Houston or Baltimore. Oh man, Baltimore. Oh man, Baltimore. He would be, bro. Woo! If Ozzy was still, if you know what, I think if Ozzy was there, he would do it. Ozzy would do it in a heartbeat. And Ozzy has a better chance of getting back to a Super Bowl, even with the team that he's built, and he's retired, and he'll have a Super Bowl posthumously before Bill O'Brien will have one in reality. For me, man, he hasn't earned the right to be able to make some of that. And I like the little visor look. I like that whole little thing. I like the way that he's moving. I like what he's doing. Ozzy knows what he was doing. He was a great player and an even better GM. Like, the man knows exactly what he was doing, and Ozzie Newsome would be the most phenomenal GM we could have ever had. If we were with the Texans with the type of money and the type of players that we got right now, bro, we would have a phenomenal defense. We would have a phenomenal offense. A great O line. Like, our O line would be great. Do you realize the players that he's brought in? Ronnie Stanley, um, what's his name? The guard that they had that they just let go. What's his name? Yonder, Marshall Yonder. All right, Big Man Cave. Not sure how I created on Big Stevens. This ain't about Ben Stevens, Houston B. This is about Deshaun Watson. This is about Deshaun Watson endorsing wanting to play with AB. That's what this is about. This is not about DeAndre Hopkins. This ain't about nobody else other than this situation. I don't want that to be misunderstood while you're watching this stream. That's not the case at all. And that's not even something that we are talking about. That had absolutely nothing to do with this situation. But he does look like a genius when, in fact, the quarterback of the Houston Texans endorsed the statement that he made in the first place. So to say he was wrong and to say he can't be believed, obviously he knows exactly what the hell he's talking about. He then had further indication from that because Lonnie Johnson is responding to the tweet, you know, from the retweet and what Deshaun Watson said. What you can clearly see is the thumbnail for this video. And if you have Twitter, you'll be able to see that on there as well. But you know, I'm getting ready to bring this video to a close. It was good talking to you guys. I gotta go ahead and make me some moves, make me some phone calls. I got to eat because I'm hungry. Like as I said, I might go on live later on. You know, just depending on the subject, depending on how this video does today. You know, or you know, in the next couple hours, if I like how some shit is looking, then I'll go ahead and I'll bring it right back. I'll put a poll up probably on YouTube, and you guys can vote for it, and we'll see. So that's gonna be up to y'all if I stream later on or not. So welcome to Third Coast Sports TV. I'm your host, Wing. Talk sports, love sports, enjoy sports. Y'all enjoy y'all day. Make sure y'all stay safe out here in these streets because it's a savage world and you need to be protected.